Man, you know, people keep saying that 2024 is our 1994. I wonder how people who have experienced apartheid feel about where the country is today. I'm talking about people who were there in apartheid. I'm not talking about people like me. Me, I'm young. I'm relying on information. I'm relying on the conversations that I'm having with my seniors. But I'm talking about people who have experienced apartheid firsthand. How do you guys feel to see where the country is today? Are you proud to see where the country is? I mean, if we were to wake up the struggle icons and the average South Africans who put their lives on the line so that South Africa can enjoy this democracy, do you think these people would be proud to see where the country is? Do you think people like Nelson Mandela, Oliver Tambo, people like, do you think those people would actually be proud to see where the country is? Do you think these people, man, would say, yeah, now I'm going to rest in peace, knowing that this is what I fought for? I mean, the answer is no. The answer is no. So the question comes, what the hell are we doing as South Africans? What the hell are we doing, guys, as South Africans? Why are we allowing some politicians to destroy this country? Why are we allowing politicians to divide us? Why are we allowing politicians to lie to us, to manipulate us each and every day? Why are we allowing that? Are we honestly going to be like Zimbabwe, allowing politicians to destroy the country in front of our own eyes and cry victim after? You know, Robert Mugabe and ZANU-PF, man, they destroyed Zimbabwe in front of everyone else. Zimbabweans even helped Robert Mugabe and ZANU-PF to destroy that country. Now, Zimbabweans, as we speak, they are scattered all over Africa. Now, in South Africa, we have millions and millions of Zimbabweans who chased out the farmers in their own country. Now, they are in South Africa working for the same farmers they chased out in Zimbabwe. Are we going to allow South African politicians to do the same thing about this country? Is that what we are going to allow?
Comrades, our revolution has committed mistakes. One of the things...
I mean, like, Fikile Mbalula cannot tell me that what ANC has done to the country, man, you cannot categorize it by saying those are mistakes. What the ANC has been doing to South Africa since 1994, you cannot categorize it by saying those are mistakes. Those are not mistakes. Those are not mistakes. The ANC, man, has been coming to the people saying, guys, this is what we have done. We apologize for what we have done. We are promising you that we're going to do better next time. But now the ANC is doing the same thing. The ANC is doing the same thing. And guess what? People are believing the African National Congress. You remember last time when I said that whenever the ANC goes around, you would think that people would actually protest the African National Congress because these people are doing a terrible job running the country. But no, this is not how it's like. This is what, like, look on your screen. Look on your screen, man. This is how the ANC is welcomed all across the country. This is how the ANC is welcomed all across the country. This is the reason why the African National Congress, man, doesn't think there's anything wrong with what they are doing. This is the reason why President Ramaphosa, whenever he stands on stage, he talks about the African National Congress doing a wonderful job. Man, if you were to listen to President Ramaphosa, if you didn't live in South Africa or you were not aware of anything that is happening in South Africa, if you were to listen to President Ramaphosa talk about this country, you would swear that this country is a prospering country. You would swear it's a prospering country. Ramaphosa, man, is talking something that is totally different from the reality. But I understand where Ramaphosa comes from because the people on the ground haven't signaled to Ramaphosa that, man, you are doing a terrible job. The people on the ground, whenever Ramaphosa goes, whenever Fikile Mbalula goes, the people are welcoming those people with warm hands. So Ramaphosa technically thinks that the African National Congress is doing a wonderful job because the people on the ground are welcoming them with warm hands. No one has ever said that the president, the job that the African National Congress has done, man, it's a shameful job. No one has actually said, the president, have you guys seen what the African National Congress done? No one is saying that. So these people, man, they genuinely believe that the African National Congress is doing a wonderful job because people are welcoming them with open arms. People are welcoming them with open arms, man, despite everything. I mean, right at this point, there's nothing that you can do to the African National Congress. What can you do to the African National Congress? Even if you go out and discover something big about the ANC, you can tell people that, guys, this is what we have discovered about the African National Congress. But is that going to lower the support of the African National Congress? No, it's not going to lower the support of the African National Congress. I mean, guys, it's unbelievable. The fact that the African National Congress has been breaking down in this country for the past 30 years, and for some reason, people still support that party. People still support that party, man. Is there anything that opposition parties can actually say to actually convince the people of this country that, guys, do not vote for the ANC again, because people need to understand that 5 more years under the ANC government, South Africa is done. South Africa is done. If South Africans are going to elect the African National Congress to be the ruling party again in 2024, South Africa is done. Everything is broken down. What is there left? Everything is broken down. I mean, what is it that what is it that average South Africans need the ANC to do before the people say, guys, it's enough? Before the people say, guys, we cannot support this party. It's almost as if at this point, there's nothing that the ANC can do that people can actually take, or there's nothing that people can do to lower the support of the African National Congress.
We have done among ourselves is to be exposed to managing huge resources within the state. And some of our comrades, we have given responsibilities.
So Fikile Mbalula basically said some of the comrades that were trusted to run the state-owned entities are thieves and they are stealing from the people. So Ramaphosa has been the president of the country for the past 5 years. Ramaphosa came out and said that, man, I am cleaning house, is Tumamina, I am cleaning house. Why didn't the African National Congress do anything about all of those people that are stealing from the state and stealing from the taxpayers? The African National Congress hasn't done anything about those people. Why? Because they are not interested in actually taking in holding people accountable. The African National Congress is not interested in that. Fikile Mbalula is telling you that, guys, we know we have the responsibility to run the state-owned entities, and guess what? We are stealing money from that state-owned entities, but we are still asking you to vote for us as the African National Congress. We have broken down ESCOM, we have broken down DNL, we have broken down Transnet, we have broken down every single state-owned entity that you can think of, but we are still asking you as average South Africans to vote for the African National Congress because we promise to do better this time. Man, at this point, I'm convinced. At this point, I'm convinced that there's nothing that anyone can do in the country, man, to make people in this country hate the ANC. There's nothing. The ANC themselves have done so much to prove to the people of this country that, guys, we don't deserve to run the country. The ANC has proven to the people of this country that we don't want to run the country. We don't deserve to run the country. But each and every time South Africans vote for the African National Congress, right now, Fikile Mbalula, man, is telling South Africans that, guys, we used to lie to you. We lied to you. We allowed Jacob Zuma to build a swimming pool worth 4 million rands. 4 million rands, man. Some people, they've been working for the past 30 years and their retirement is not even 4 million rands. Some people have been working for the past 50 years, but these people have never witnessed 4 million rands. Then the ANC protected someone who built a swimming pool using state resources, 4 million rands, and there is nothing that these people did. Right now, Fikile Mbalula is only coming out and saying, guys, we know that you guys suspected that the ANC was lying to you. Well, the ANC is lying to you. The ANC lied to you about protecting Ramaphosa. Right now, Fikile Mbalula is telling you, the ANC, man, has trusted a few comrades to run the state-owned entities, and today, the same comrades are stealing from the African National Congress. They are stealing from the taxpayers, and they are stealing from South Africa. He's telling you that. But for some reason, people are still going to vote for the African National Congress. They're still going to vote for the African National Congress. Fikile Mbalula is categorizing those things as mistakes. He's categorizing breaking people's lives down as mistakes. He's categorizing destroying people's lives as mistakes. There's nothing at this point that people can do to detract the African National Congress. There's nothing at this point.
That is why we want corruption.
Those cadres that are stealing from the state-owned entities, they are giving us a bad name. This is why people are talking about corruption.
ANC have admitted and have taken steps, and we're taking steps.
I mean, how are you taking steps if you haven't done anything for the comrades? How, like, what kind of steps are you taking? You said Ramaphosa is fixing everything. How is Ramaphosa fixing everything when Ramaphosa even failed to fix NPA? Ramaphosa came out and said that the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to strengthen the NPA so that we can deal with these corrupt politicians. Did Ramaphosa do that? 5 years into his administration, the likes of Fikile Mbalula are going around telling South Africans that Ramaphosa administration is still strengthening the NPA. 5 years into his administration, they are telling you that Ramaphosa is still strengthening the NPA. So now Fikile Mbalula says Ramaphosa is fixing everything. No wonder why some of these ANC cadres feel entitled to the positions. No wonder why the ANC cadres feel entitled to run the country, because they understand that there is nothing that we can do that is going to make the people of this country hate us. Nothing. Their children are sitting at home. They are unemployed. They themselves, they are unemployed. Crime is up. There's nothing that these people like. There's no convincing South Africans at this point. There's no convincing South Africans at this point, man. You see opposition parties, they are running around like headless chickens trying to communicate with South Africans. But for some reason, South Africans have this weird obsession with African National Congress. South Africans have a weird obsession with African National Congress.
Institutions which are supposed to protect and fight corruption have been weakened over time. Ramaphosa is fixing all of that. Ramaphosa is fixing all of that. And it will be fixed. Today, step aside.
Today we have people that are the victims of step aside.
Because ANC iri, Mbalula atweru.
The ANC says if Mbalula is charged, he must fight his fight. We are not chasing him away, but we are simply saying you need to step aside so that you can fight your fight. If that was how the African National Congress was approaching everything, I'm assuming that thousands and thousands of cadres as we speak would be required to step aside. Thousands and thousands of the cadres, would be told to step aside. Because you look at how corrupt the African National Congress is, from the councillors to the mayors, to the premiers, to the executive. The African National Congress is corrupt from bottom down. It's corrupt from up to bottom. So why aren't those cadres being told to step aside? How many cadres were told to step aside by the African National Congress? Because right now, the ANC, the only people leaders told to step aside is what? Is Isma Khashule and who? It's Isma Khashule and who? So with all the allegations of corruptions that are leveled against the African National Congress, are you only going to talk about step aside when it comes to Isma Khashule? What about the cadres in the African National Congress? What about the entrepreneurs in the African National Congress? What about people who were mentioned in Zondo Commission? Why is Ramaphosa not doing anything about that? You are telling the people of this country that Ramaphosa is doing something about corruption, but the same people that were mentioned in Zondo Commission are working with Ramaphosa. You have people in top 6 at the African National Congress. Those people were mentioned in Zondo Commission. The same people are working with Ramaphosa. So how do we how am I supposed to believe that the ANC is doing something about corruption when people who were mentioned in the Zondo Commission are still working with the ANC executive? That's why, guys, I'm saying, at this point, there's nothing that people can do to make average South Africans hate the African National Congress. The ANC has done its best. The ANC have done whatever they can, making sure that South Africans hate us. But for some reason, South Africans, they continue to vote for the African National Congress. It is weird, guys. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. People are destroying the country right in front of everyone's eyes, and there's nothing that anyone can do about it. There's nothing anyone can do about it. No matter what we say, no matter what the newspapers say, no matter what everyone else say, average South Africans still want to vote for the African National Congress. Average South Africans still welcome the African National Congress to their neighborhoods. Is there any hope for South Africa, man? Is there any hope for South Africa? Is there any hope?
And then I Uska apara t-shirt ya ANC uye khoto ulobina dipina tse snacks mo. Lentu yenzayo.
Fikile Mbalula says that you must not wear the ANC regalia when you go to court to sing those nasty songs.
And then I qetile a kgutlele mokgatlong. Uska apara t-shirt ya ANC uye khoto ulobina dipina tse snacks mo. Lentu yenzayo ayilunganga. Uskabina pino tse uapere t-shirt ya ANC.
Don't sing those songs wearing an ANC regalia. Do not sing those songs
SG
wearing
of
ANC
ANC.
regalia. So guys, honestly, man, is there anything that political parties can do at this point? Is there anything that we as other South Africans can actually do to change the situation in South Africa? Is there anything that we can do? How is it possible, man? How is it possible that the ANC is campaigning freely? How is it possible that the ANC comrades are going around and people are welcoming them with warm hands? How is it possible? I don't understand, man. I don't understand. Right now, the ANC is telling you what they have done. The ANC is telling you that we lied to you. We protected the president for almost 10 years. These people, when were destroying your lives, they were destroying your children's future. They are telling you that they lied to you. They are telling you in front of your face, they lied to you. There is nothing that you are doing. Right now, they are telling you that, man, we appointed some of the ministers to head these state-owned entities, and these ministers are stealing from the state-owned entities. They are stealing from the people of this country. And while they are stealing from the people of this country, they are depriving the people of this country from getting the services they pay for. No one is saying anything. No one is saying anything. And even if you say anything, you are not going to lower the support of the African National Congress. Guys, I'm honestly getting hopeless with the people, man. I'm honestly getting hopeless. Guys, please tell me what you think on the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button, and the most important part, subscribe. My name is Thomas Maba, so I will see you next time. Bye-bye.